Hello and welcome to this new DLC reveal, the first Cavalry Division, Nemesis 6, and the first Soviet Division, also Nemesis 6. Yeah, I'm going to go through the decks in this video. I'm going to show you every single unit, and I'm going to build two decks together. In the description, there may or may not be some gameplay linked. Channel members get it early. It's just they gave me less than 1 day's notice, as in they just told me that tomorrow morning the NDA is dropping. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to rope some people in for some games or not. But yeah, I'm going to go through the deck, show you the new units. It's very, very cool. First things first, I'm going to thank the generous channel joiners, generously joining the channel. They get their names on the screen, they get the videos early, they get members exclusive videos. About 80% of the channel revenue comes from channel joiners. And yeah, they don't get anything before the NDA drops, but once the NDA drops, I can just sort of chuck it all in there. Hopefully there will be some gameplay in the description. It just depends if I can rope some people into it. So let's start with the first American Cavalry Division. And as you can see, they've changed the armory. Right, when I press create, this comes up now. It's very cool. It is an armored division. It is not a cavalry division, even though it's called the first cavalry division. It's not cavalry. I was told that was on purpose. Somebody's going to have to explain that to me. Anyway, the Distinguished American Division fields a wide array of capable tanks, further bolstered by British armours but spelt the American way. With few infantry, this Anglo-American battle group deploys several unique Abrams and Bradley variants dominating the open range. And then it gives you some words to read. I recently did one where I said you guys can't read, so I'll read it for you, and somebody posted in the comments that they were offended by that. So you guys can clearly read, so I don't have to read that out for you. So first new unit, it's an M109 howitzer, but without the howitzer bit. That's what it is, right? I mean, yeah, look. Well, not quite. It's something. It's got two front armor, carries 1,000 supply, and you get six of them, right? So pretty interesting supply that. And then you've got the M35 supplier, which we're all very familiar with. I don't know if the texture on it's changed. Obviously, it's blue up here and green in game, but whatever. Cheapo CV 30 points, you've seen that before. Bradley CV, you've not seen this specific Bradley CV before. There have been other Bradley CVs, but this is new, the M2 Bradley CV. You're probably not going to be bringing that anyway. Yeah, Supply Helo, you've seen that. Stolly, the British one, 1500 car CV, Logi. Warrior, you've seen on First UK. And then, yeah, Helo CV and a fob. So, very interesting. Then, as we switch to the infantry tab. Right, sorry about that. Yeah, so you've only got 5 inf slots, but like 11th ACAV, you also get some nice infantry recon. Nicer, actually, in fact, than 11th ACAV. So, yeah, you get the M60, which you know all about, the 50 car, which you know all about. It's that guy off Apocalypse Down, or whatever it's called, Watership Now, something like that. Four guys, AT smoke, it's not really very good. This is a new Bradley, the base M2 Bradley, which I suppose the National Guard get in 24th, but that's a National Guard version, so this costs 5 points more. I prefer the BMP2, to be honest. And then you can also get the Mega Bradley from 3rd Armoured, right? The M2A2 with 5 front armour. Cav Troopers Law are just like Fire Team Law. I don't really know what the difference is, except I think they have M60s instead of M249s. Base Bradley, Cav Troopers 84, and this is the new Mega Bradley. So this is 6 armour plus ERA, which means it's effectively 7 armour, which means that it survives a well, it gives it 1 extra HP basically, so it can survive a Conker's front shot, which is really quite good. If you check the links in the description, there'll be some gameplay. And I just played that game, that's why there was a break there, so there is gameplay. And yeah, the Conker's, yeah. So that's a nice piece of kit. I want 2 cards of that, please. Cav Troopers Dragon are the same price, but get a dragon instead of an AT4. But you get 1 less availability. Okay, fine. Rifles leader. Lots of British divs have rifles leader in it. And then gun group in the warrior Milan. You just don't have the infantry slots to bring this, really. But having 5 vet 2... Oh yeah, gun groups had their availabilities go up by 1. So you can get 5 vet 2 warrior Milans. Actually, that's not so bad. Or regular arm rifles in the warrior Milan. In the game I just played, I brought the regular ones. But yeah, because you need infantry. Right, you don't have enough infantry. MP patrol, yeah, I don't really think you can afford to. I'm just seeing if I'm in a lobby basically waiting for Integer to show up. So Engineers leader you've seen, Engineers flash you've seen, Engineers M67. These are like the ones in 35th, except they're just way better. So you get 5 of them, 10 guys, M67, because they're not reservist. Really nice. Regular engineers, 10 guys, and so on. I think I just bring the flash, for the forests. But yeah, I mean, that's it, right? And then this is a new one. So this is 6 blokes with lore 80s. In a standard warrior. It'd be nice on another div, but on this div it's not... You just can't afford to bring it, really. Aircav troopers, you know all about because of the Black Hawks. It'd be great if you had extra imp slots, I'd bring it. TOW2, same thing. TOW2 A, which has had a new... He's wearing specs now. He's got some sunglasses on. So that's had a bit of these have had an overhaul to their things, right? As have engineers, I guess. And yeah, you just can't afford to bring it. You don't have enough slots. You don't have enough stuff. I'm actually tempted to take this out to bring an M60. And then, yeah, so self-propelled mortar you're very familiar with. And then the other American self-propelled, British self-propelled, and then British M109s. And then for 20 points more, you get the Copperhead. So this is the one off... Is it 6th US that gets some... Yeah, it's a guided one. So if you've got recon near it, it's got a very tight dispersion circle, but without it, it's actually got less range, so it's actually worse without it. And it's only 20 points more. It's not a ridiculous price, so you could get like 2 of those and a smoke mortar, something like that. Tanks. Did I fill the Logi tab? I did not. So I believe I was doing that. Tanks, so you know this, TOW2 launcher, you don't really need it, you got plenty of Bradleys. This is a CEV with smoke, so it's actually incredible. Because that's the only problem with the CEV, so this is an incredible unit. You just bring it at Novak, because you got the smoke. M1, you know from 8th US, and then this is the M1 mod for... Yeah, you lose availability and so on, whoops, but it's got... 4 more pen and 1 more armor, so it can survive the 30 AP plane missile, which is very important. And the 4 more pen is very, very, very important. So I'm not sure what happened. Like it just got a bit fatter, and now it can. Yeah, so they stapled something on here, and now it can survive a Maverick missile, whereas it couldn't before. So okay, that makes sense. And then the challengers, which I don't really bring. I don't see the point. It's just bad. This is better than that. Even though it's 20 points less, it's better. It's way better. Because it's got a high rate of fire, and it goes at 70 kilometers an hour, and it's got a 50 cal on it. This is just trash for the price, I just don't like them. The advantage is you can get them both at 2 vet, but this is still better, in my opinion, so... Get these, and then a few of these.
Hello, I like money.
T and subscribe to the channel.
Still waiting on Integer. Send him a message. We can cycle back here. I'm pretty sure I bring a... they both got 3. I might as well bring this CV. So there you go, I do bring the Challenger, because it can survive the 30 AP missile and this can't, and, you want it to be survivable. So Aero Scouts from 101st Airborne. Yes, I want those. Oh, I didn't realise they could come in a Black Hawk. That's really useful. Regular Cavalry Scouts in a grenade launcher vehicle. That's super useful. Get these in the Black Hawk, so I do have Black Hawk infantry now. ETAS thingy. So this is the Bradley, and this is... It's the National Guard one from 24th, but now it's Recon. But it's got an ITO instead of a TOW2, which is what differentiates it from the one in 3rd Armoured, but it doesn't have the 5 armour. So it's different, but it's the same. The ETAS is the same thing, but it's got a big thing on it and this stops. This just gets rid of the tow 2, because this is the hatch that you come out of to reload the tow 2. So you can't reload it. So now you've only got 2 bullets. So you basically, whenever you buy this, you need a supply with it. And then the quick fix from 101st and 9th US, super nice piece of kit, because it's got 40% ECM, so it won't die in one thing to a MiG-21. That'd obviously be ridiculous. Yeah, sorry, I'm a little bit distracted. I'm trying to organize my well, whatever. So, tracked rapier. Don't really want it, but these are 1 AP slots. Avenger, this is a nice piece of kit. And then the Stinger. Oh, I didn't realize you could bring it in that. A BSV. That is crazy. Look at the anti-helo range. Sorry, I got a really itchy nose. Oh, sod the tracked rapier. Get Stingers that are purchasable, and then Stingers which are expensive, and there you go. It's not going to shoot at planes, but look at that. Anti-helo range 1750. That's not a bad piece of kit. Sadly, it's only got 2 toes in it. Don't know why. Must be when you tilt this up, it must just like turn, and that's where the toe ammo is. Probably not, but you get Apaches. I get Apache Tow Cobra. Send out the Tow Cobras first, that dies, and then you bring the Apache, right? This is an electronic warfare drone, so it doesn't have like ECM. Oh, it's got that hidden ECM, but I don't know. It's a drone. It's interesting, and it's in the air tab, which is interesting. Then I bring 2 cards of fighters. This is the British one from HDR, and then there's nothing else new in this tab. Like this is, you know all of these from other divisions. So I just brought the A10 and the cluster last time. Oh, something has happened. What has happened? Oh yeah, it's this, isn't it? Yes, so instead of up there, yeah, there you go. And now I can get the cluster. And yeah, this is EW, so it shows you the enemy radar AA. And then it dies, obviously, but I don't know what the spotting distance is. Anyway, so that's that, and now we'll look at the other division. Right, so this is the other division, 1YA, guards, peoples, whatever, and yes, the new thing, right? I'm not going to read out the words because you guys know how to read now. You've learned how to read. A renowned Soviet army formation in which regular and reserve forces work in close cooperation. Cheap T-72s and infantry shield the division's arsenal of powerful anti-tank units, but with few ways to mask an attack, care should be taken on the battlefield. Yeah, none of the tanks seem to have smoke. And then, yeah, miss me with that history nonsense. It's all made up anyway. So, Logitab, you've seen this before. You've seen this before, and this, and this, and this, and this. It is what it is. It is what it is. So we'll go 2 cards of supply and 20 points to not explode to a single howitzer round. Yeah, okay. Infantry. You've seen the PKM team. You've seen the 30mm. You've seen the Kommanditura. You've seen the Motorstrelki, but you have seen the BMP one as well, because it's in 17 and 157. And it's also like the Polish get it, right, without the smoke, with the Maryutka, and so on. As do the Czechs. And the East Germans, I think. Then Motorstrelki RPG-22, which you've seen before. This is going to be short, isn't it? And then this is new. So this is an RPG-7 VS, which has 16 AP, which is enough to one-shot 2 armor vehicle. But it's not quite 18 AP, which is enough to one-shot a 4 armor vehicle. So it is cheaper for that reason, right? The suppression is lower, even though I believe the suppression is supposed to be based off the caliber, but whatever. And then regular Motorstrelki with the 20 pen, but low range, and then Metis. And yeah, so BMP-1s, no BMP-1 PGs. Grenade launchers got nerfed, by the way. I'm still bringing them, they're still really good, but not as good as they were before. Get the Metis and the Motorstrelki. Reservisti Commander from 17Y and 157. 8 dudes with AT and 3 availability is not bad. This is new. It's a BTR-60PA, so it's like the PB, except it's got a Dushko instead of a turret with a KPVT and a PKT on it, so it's actually quite cheap, and it's reservist. It's really quite cheap. So we'll get that. And then we'll And then, yeah, so Reservisti, 8 dudes, you know them very well, but the transport is really cool. That for 20 points is really quite cost effective. And then Reservisti SVD, which are just way, way better. Well, the RPG's worse, but they get an SVD, which is like 2 machine guns. So this is the one you want to bring. Pomachiki, you've seen a gorillion times. Saperi Commander, you've seen a gorillion times. Saperi, you've seen a gorillion times. These guys don't come in BTR 60 PBs, which is something. SPG9, you've seen before. Unspeakable 1. So this is, as you can see, the KPVT is better. But you're paying 10 points. 10 points. So the PA, I think, is just way more cost effective. So we'll be bringing those. And might as well get at least 1 card of BMP2s. Oh, we only get 1 card of BMP2s. Well, that's fair enough, really. And then we'll get a... We might get a card of BMP1s, we might not. Because, like, do I really need them? To be honest, I don't have that much infantry here, so... So maybe it's worth it. 65 points is not bad. And it's really quite cheap. Come on, man, play ball with me here. There you go. Jeez, crap. Anyway. Artillery. Grad. Yeah, whatever. Acacia. The mortars for smoke. Tanks, so this is the interesting part. You've seen this before, that's not the interesting part. You've seen this before, that's not the interesting part. But look, there's one called a router, which is the same, but it's got more range. The pen is the same because the pen goes up the closer you get. So the pen's actually the same, but it's got more range and more accuracy. 15 points more though. So there you go. It's routing, right? It's routing. It's like yeah, and then you've got the Sturm with the Kokon. And then you've got the Sturm S Attacker with the Attacker, and that is really nice. 25 pen is a TOW 2, right? Or is it more? No, it is. It's a TOW 2 with 2,800 meters range, so it's very expensive, but I think it's worth bringing. And then you've got T-72, which is in 1Y, it's like a base T-72, and more base T-72s. The Germans have these already, but the Soviets don't, so this is new. So I'll get a couple cards of those, 2 per minute, no smoke. And then the OBR-77, which has better front armor somehow. I'm not sure how, given that doesn't appear to have changed in any way. I guess the turret might be slightly different. I'm really not sure. Oh, is it the lower front plate? It might be. No, that's the same. Okay, for whatever reason, this can survive the 30 AP missile from the front, which is pretty useful to have. And then this is the AV, which actually does have smoke. So this is actually not so bad. I don't know how it corresponds to the other T-72s in the game, but it's got effectively 18 armor, right? 205 points. So that's probably the newest thing in the tank tab by age. Well, the attacker's probably newer, right? And yeah, we could get the router, but I mean, I don't really think that's a good idea. This has very good optics, but bad stealth because it's got a big pole sticking out of it. Right, so recon tab. So yes, very good optics. SIGINT thing. Oh, it's just a waste of time. Don't bother. These got mega buffed. They're now at 6 availability and 35 points, which I think is really, really quite strong. The thing is, usually, because you get things like the Razvedka BTR-60, usually you don't need to bring it, but that doesn't mean it's not strong. It's just, usually that role is, because you've got this, for example, as well. So that role is already fulfilled. So I don't agree with the buff. Because in isolation, the card's fine anyway. It's just, you almost always get SPW-70s, BTR-60s, and things like this, the BRDM-2 Conkers. So it doesn't mean this is bad. I bring it on 4th Mott and Donkey Kong, which are the 2 pack divs I play the most, right? The ones I'm most famous for. So Razvedka Saperi, but not in the BTR-60 PB, but then motorized Razvedka in the BTR-60 PB. So that's cool. And then, yes, you need this so your tanks can see, right? And it also has smoke, which your tanks don't. So, and then this has exceptional optics for 50.3 availability, which is pretty absurd, actually. As I think that's a bit underpriced, because if you compare it to the one in 79 wire, which gets very good optics, I believe it costs more. It might be the same. And then this is the Pero drone, which I don't know if you need that, really, if you've got this. It would be one or the other that you don't really want both. And then, yeah, I'll get the Rezvedka Saperi, I suppose. AA, so Osas, you don't get Cubs. Res Strellas, I mean, you can upvet it, but it's still not as good as an Igla, which you'd be upvetting anyway, so... Oh. Oh, that's the same one twice, I'm retarded. Yes, the Igla's better. And then this for shooting people, right? You might struggle against helicopters, but if you got 5 of these, I'm sure you'll be fine. You can bring this if you don't want to bring this, because you got the grenade launcher, so maybe you don't need it, but it is nice to have. Or you could get rid of, you know, the Rezvedka Saperi and bring something. Then we have attackers on helicopters, so 25 AP helicopters. Very nice piece of kit. This is not on a turret, sadly, so it's not quite as good as an Apache, but it costs a lot less, actually, so... So do you want 8 attackers or do you want 80 rockets? Well, that's a bit of a no-brainer. MiG-21 SMT, it's very, very similar to one that's already in the game as the Czechs or something. So you need it for killing helos. Rocket plane, 3 availability, nice rockets, pretty nice piece of kit. Cluster, you've seen all these before. I know it says it's only in this division, but it's because the East Germans get the same thing, so... It's got 6 bombs on it, it's got 6 bombs on it. This is 6 thermobaric bombs. This is new, a Yak PP ECM plane. So you could bring that and fly it around in circles, and then arty whatever, you know. And then this is the MiG-25 PD, which goes mega fast and fires shotgun long-range rockets. So I think it's pretty absurd. It does, however, only have 10% ECM. But it's, you just fire all your missiles and then the enemy dies, right? So that's a nice piece of kit. And then the question is, do you bother with the EW plane so that you can get your clusters in? Because you're going to struggle to kill enemy heavy tanks, which incidentally is the enemy's division, right? So, but then, like, do you want the EW plane in from... I suppose you do. But then I've only got 1 anti-tank option. So I've got the EW plane to use the anti-tank, but I've only got 1 anti-tank option. Or I could just get 2 anti-tank options, so... Maybe we can find a way to save 1 AP somewhere. Get rid of the router, maybe. I'm not sure how useful that's going to be. But we'll bring it anyway. So yeah, 2 AP, there you go. Better Acacias, but... I don't know. 3 CVs? 6 CVs is not bad. It's just, I've only got 1 thing to kill enemy heavy. I suppose I've got the attackers, and I'll just smoke the whole map. It'll be fine. So if you want to see gameplay, check the links in the description, and as always, thank you for watching.